What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Extreme Career Mode. Now, I really appreciate the awesome response the first one got, so if you haven't seen the first episode and you're not entirely sure what is going on with this career mode, please, guys, go ahead and watch that, and I'll explain everything in the beginning of the video, and it'll just mean that you are a lot more involved in the series. So, this whole episode, again, there's a few simulated games, because to anyone who has known or watched previous career modes of mine, you guys will know that all of my preseason games and things like that are in fact simulated. So when we get into the season in our very first game, which I believe is against Real Madrid, we will of course be playing that. And yeah, so a few of you guys might be like, Cal, what is going on here? Who are these players that you're signing? Well, I actually sent out a few scouts a little earlier. I want a good striker. I believe I end up putting up an instruction for a left or right back as well. Just because I really want to expand the squad. Like Chelsea, I have a shit ton of money at the moment, and I'll get onto the money situation shortly, but I really want to get some quality youth players, and I don't necessarily want to have them in the squad now, because don't get me wrong, Chelsea's squad right now is very, very strong, and I shouldn't be messing around with that. There's probably a few improvements I want to put in there, one of those being Benteke. I really want him to come into the squad, because like I said previously, I'm not Torres' biggest fan on here. Same with Eto'o. I don't mind Eto'o so much, that's okay, but of course you got Lukaku out on loan. A few people want me to bring him back, and I'm just not so keen on doing that right now. If they're already out on loan for the season, I'll just let them do their season away. And as you guys can see, my Italian scout, who is a 5-star judgment and 5-star experience, he has come back to me with a few options. Now, I decided to scout them a little bit further. I want to know a little bit more. Who are the ones that I really do want to try and pick up? And so they come back with a few of them. And like I said, I go for that in-depth scouting option, because that's what you guys really should do before you jump straight onto someone. But this Danny Ings guy, he looks really, really good. A few of you guys were a little bit nervous and reserved about him. But like I said, I want to bring in some really good youth players. For example, I kind of see myself as a bit of a Brendan Rodgers of the of Chelsea right now, because I do want to really work on the youth. I want to have a really nice team for the future. And as you guys can see, I remember from my last career mode that I did, so many people wanted me to bring in Jack Robinson, and so that's what I'm gonna do. Now, onto the next little thing that I want to talk to you guys about, which is the extra 100 million that came from someone who gifted me a one of those financial takeovers. So, like I said, I've got this extra 100 million, and I'm actually going to leave a poll down in the description as to what I should do. So please click that poll, leave a comment as well with what you voted, but at the end of the day, I will be choosing what to do based on the straw polls. So click the link in the description, go ahead and check that out. I would really appreciate all of your guys' sort of input, because at the end of the day, one of the best things about career mode is I can take your guys' advice and apply it to the video, and anything you guys want to see, I try and do my best to try and get it involved in the video. But as you guys can see, look at this team. This is one really strong team. Now, I don't usually play a full, like this is like my starting 11. I decided to put them out and see what would happen. And what happened was, in 6 minutes, they missed a penalty, we got a red card, and Oscar scored all in the 6 minutes. So it was pretty good. And considering we were 1-0 down, or sorry, we were one man down, we actually go ahead and go 3-0 up. I was really impressed by that. And Benteke picking up a goal on essentially his debut, Oscar picking up 2 goals. This was an absolute dream start, except for maybe that red card from Ivanovic. But besides that, it was a really good start to the, I guess the season. It is friendlies, it is preseason, so I wouldn't get too excited just yet, but the team is looking really, really strong. And of course, in some of the other upcoming friendlies, I will be playing some of the weaker ones, some of the younger ones that I really want to see develop. But another big thing about this, guys, is see these players that I'm going to be bringing in, they won't actually be part of the squad. I'm actually looking to loan out a lot of these players to begin with. I want them to get some experience at a different club, just because I don't think they're going to get the game time they really need at this club at the moment, just because of the competition to get into the starting 11 is just immense. Look at this squad. It is so full. There are so many players at this team, and there are going to be a lot more coming in. And that, of course, I could really do with your help on all that, which is, who do you guys want to see me bring in? Who would you like to see me put on the transfer list? Let me know right now, guys. And, the ones, I mean, I'm all for, you guys giving me some info on who you'd like to see come into the club, but please try and stay away from the ones that everyone sort of brings in. A lot of them is Bakali is one of them. I already already tried him out, and yes, don't get me wrong, he turns into a monster, and if you'd like someone that turns into a monster, go ahead and pick him up. But as far as other stuff goes, then if you guys could just give me some other slightly underrated players, or players that, you know, don't get me wrong, I want to see players that are going to become monsters, but I don't want to use the very obvious ones, just because I want to have a little bit of variety in my team. I want it to be a bit of a little bit more fun of a career mode. So let me know about that, guys, and as you can see, there are so many young players in Chelsea's big squad that I want to loan out a lot of them, just because, like I said, they're not going to get the game time they deserve. And Liverpool confirm the fact that they are talking to Sergio Busquets. He is a wonderful center defensive midfielder on this game, and he just turns into a monster as well. So if Liverpool get their hands on him, we could have a bit of a tough time at that defensive midfield position. So again, my Italian masterpiece comes back and lets me know that he has done his scouting. As you can see, a few of the players there really do interest me, and again, like I said, I want to bring in these players essentially to loan them out, just because I think they're gonna need the experience, and the competition for my starting 11 is just way too high at the moment. So as you can see, these guys are valued, you know, around the 1 million marker. Some of them will be a little bit more, some will be a little bit less, so on and so forth. So you know, I'm not gonna be shelling out a crap ton of money on these players, but regardless, I am going up against this team here. They actually get the opening goal, and the team I put out was relatively strong again. I didn't have any youngsters that were going to come in just yet. Benteke picking up another goal. It's nice to see him getting off to a nice goal scoring start. Salah comes on. He is one player that I'm actually not going to loan out. I do want him to stay at the club because I think he is going to be really important. You know, if Willian gets injured, if Hazard gets injured, he is going to be one of the guys who's going to step up and take over. So unfortunately, that ended up 2-2. Not ideal, but like I said, it is preseason. We're just messing around with things, and with simulated things, you just never know what's going to happen. Regardless, we signed Jack Robinson. He is a left back, age 19 at the moment. Hopefully he will develop into a very good quality player. I'm going to be looking to loan him out, and I think I've said that about a billion times now, but I really want you guys to get to realize that I'm not bringing in these players to put them in straight into the starting 11, because let's be honest, my fullbacks right now are doing a fine job. Ivanovic as Pilaqueta, you know, they're two very good fullbacks right now, so there's no real need. Regardless, I get a request from Christensen, and he wants to get a little bit more game time, and that will happen in this upcoming game. Another thing that you guys actually requested for me was the videos were a little bit longer, so I believe this video is going to be around 10 minutes long or something like that. So hopefully you guys like that. Let me know, do you guys like 10-minute videos? I really struggle to do 15 minutes just because my voice tends to give out around the 10-minute marker, and as you can see, like, just as I end that sentence, it was already going off a little bit, and I haven't done long videos in a very long time, so I find myself, I repeat things, and it's just not a very nice quality video. But get me back into the sort of swing of things, the 10-minute videos, and I'll be able to knock them out no problem for you guys. So yeah, just give me a little bit of a break with that one. I am doing my best to get you 10-minute videos, but I don't think I can go any longer than that without you know, end up just sounding like an absolute fool. So Christensen, there he is, the man that wants to get a little bit of game time, and I decided to swap him in for Cahill. I also have Ings as well. He is now in the squad, and I want him to get a little bit of game time too, but at the same time, I do want Benteke to grow as fast as possible, and the best way to get a player to grow as fast as possible is to get them game time. Now, I believe Benteke is going to become a monster player, and the only way I can really get him to grow as fast as possible, of course, is to give him more game time. And unfortunately, that means Ings isn't going to be able to play this next game, just because I'm such a Benteke whore. I love Benteke in this game. Let's be honest. Let's not beat around the bush, ladies and gents. He is OP as hell right now, and so if you're looking for a strong striker, you got some money to burn. I think I managed to pick him up for around 9 million. So if you guys have that sort of cash, feel free to pick him up. I think it'd be quality. I actually ended up selling Fernando Torres for 16 million, I believe, was the fee he ended up going for. He went to Wolfsburg. So Wolfsburg, you know, they definitely paid quite a bit for him. But if you guys remember, Chelsea actually brought in Fernando Torres for around 50 million as well. So it's not exactly we haven't made a profit on him, but let's be honest, you know, no disrespect to Chelsea fans or Torres himself, but he's just not the player he was when he was transferred over for that 50 million. Now, there was a bit that came in for Frank Lampard. You know what I say to that? Go fuck yourself. Frank Lampard is just not going to leave Chelsea, okay? Unless he goes to some sort of big Russian club, maybe even, you know, just a club packed full of money, the sort of thing you do when you just, you know, you're just there to top up the bank account. Eto'o kind of did it when he went to Anzi. I think he went to Anzi. You know, you just go there to top up the bank account pretty much, and I just don't want Lampard to leave Chelsea. I feel as though it would be in bad spirit, if you will, because let's be honest, Lampard has just been, you know, Chelsea's man. He's Chelsea's face. He's been with Chelsea through thick and thin, so I do not want to get rid of him at the moment. Hazard is on the mend. As you can see, he's got a little bandage next to him instead of that horrible injury sign, so he is on the mend, and hopefully he'll be able to play in the first game of the season. Like I said, I believe that is against Real Madrid, so that should be one hell of a game, and if we can get off to a great start with that, that would be fantastic. But that does mean you guys will have to wait and see what happens next in the next episode. I do apologize, there is no gameplay in this video, but next episode is the very first game of the season, so I hope you guys are excited for that. I'm excited to see how well we do, and you know, this team is looking pretty dirty. As you can see, I'm going to go with a 4-1-2-1-2 for the game against Real Madrid. It is at home, so I am looking for a W. You know, if we want to really be serious about this Extreme League, if we want to be serious about, you know, staying in the top 4, then I'm afraid we're gonna have to go balls deep. Now, another little issue that was raised was when you are in the Champions League, you're going to be coming up against some, you know, very sketchy sort of teams. You know, they're not going to be all that great because they're already in your league. I get that, and I may end up just simulating the Champions League just because the Champions League doesn't mean so much, because let's be honest, it's more of a Champions League in the league I'm in, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit weird, but we'll decide that when we come to it. Let's not bother with all that right now. I hope you guys all have a fantastic time. Hope you guys are all having a great day. If we could smash 3,000 likes, that would really make me a happy chappy. Hope you guys are all enjoying this little career mode, extreme career mode, I should say. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye.